Okay, welcome back to the Inferno Insurrection, where we have a bit of a problem on our hands, which is we have Uthratin approaching our town of Middleheim, and he has several firebirds on him. We do not have great defenders in this town. Kind of overlooked this because I was in the middle of a panicked attempt to take over the Forsaken Palace, which we did manage to do, but at quite some cost. In hindsight, not really necessary to get that stressed out over this. It was not that important, but it is a useful thing to have before the end of the week, of course. So we're going to have to make do with this situation. Obviously, this defense is not adequate, and we do want to try and hang on to Caitlyn as best we can. She has advanced intelligence, advanced water magic, and let's check her spells. So she's got some okay spells with her too. So she's definitely worth hanging on to. And I think we are going to have to trade all of our remaining resources, but I think that should be an okay thing to do, because what we can do is we can go to our second Inferno base, we can tuck Ivor in, then go back to our main town. We can put Fiona in the visiting slot, send her to the windmill in the south, and that gets us 6 ore, which we can then trade. I'm going to leave her here, that should be fine. We're going to send Sandro into the town, ready for next week. Then we're going to trade away all of our new ore, and all of our mercury. So trading away the mercury might seem questionable, but the reason we can do that is because if we send Axis through the subterranean gate, we can see a little bit more mercury right there. I'm not sure why it's saying I can't move him. I'm sure I can move him, but the little horse icon is not being shown for some reason. I can't see any creatures. Anyway, I think that should be fine. So we're going to go back to this. We have 1,700 to spend. We're going to spend it firstly on Crusaders. They're going to be our power stack for this next fight. And we've got just 500 left, which is enough to buy 2 Griffins, probably not worthwhile. Or we could go for 9 extra pikemen. I think 9 pikemen will go further. And the last thing to do is I think we want to split up these forces slightly, so we don't want to allow the Firebirds to go for a breath attack against the Cavaliers and the Crusaders at the same time. So if we set it up like this, I think that should be good enough. Although, I don't think I want to risk the Crusaders being attacked. So I'm going to put them next to the monks, because the monks are more precious to us than the marksmen. Then we're going to put the pikemen in this slot. And hopefully, they'll go for a double attack, firstly on this stack of pikemen, which might just survive and retaliate. And if this second force gets destroyed, that's probably fine. Okay. So that's the end of that turn. Let's just see what happens. So I'm pretty sure blue is going to attack us. Has quite a few heroes. I think blue is slowly becoming one of the better opposing players. Okay, so we're not expected to take out any of the Firebirds, and there are several of them, which means at least 5. There's also at least 39 Serpentflies, and 15 Royal Griffins, so it's not a good situation to be in. To take out some of the monks, they get luck on the first round, which we could have really done without. So we need to try and protect these marksmen. Is that realistic? These guys have 5 speed, so we can send them up. The problem is we want to ideally use these to block off the marksmen. We can use this stack though, so that probably makes sense. The problem is, I have to figure this one out. So, Cavaliers, if they wait, these guys will be forced to move first, and they won't be able to reach the marksman to block them off. So these guys are 10 speed, these guys are 8 speed, and these guys are 9 speed. So it's pretty difficult to protect the marksman if we do absorb the retail. Probably what I have to do is just sacrifice the stack of... No, I don't need to sacrifice a stack of 17 pikemen, because that doesn't really work either, because the Cavaliers are still blocking us off. I think maybe what I actually have to do is just go in initially with the Cavaliers, which is going to be a really unpleasant retaliation. But then again, these guys will survive. They'll be able to go for the breath attack and take out the marksman anyway. I guess we just don't protect the marksman. think I want to bless these. So it's advanced bless, so it should increase... Yeah, it should increase us beyond our normal maximum damage. So each of these Crusaders is going to be doing 11 damage instead of the average of 8.5. So that's quite a big increase. Of course, we attack twice as well, so definitely a good stack to bless. So we're going to wait with these. These creatures are going to come forward, but it's really just these 3 stacks that we're worried about. We're going to go for the attack onto these. And we wait with these. These guys will at least attempt to defend. Then these guys go in and absorb the retaliation. Then we send these in, I think. We could just block with the Cavaliers, that is an option. But like I said, it doesn't protect the marksman from the Firebirds. So I think we just go for it like this. Okay, that's 20 damage, that's not too bad for such a weak stack. So we bless these next. I don't want the Firebirds to breath attack these, so I'm going to go to the leftmost hex. And we're going to get 1 Firebird for each of those attacks, then we can send these guys down, we can get potentially 1 kill. Very likely we get an extra kill for this. So yeah, let's do it. Then if we're lucky... Well, it doesn't really make a difference, the marksmen are getting destroyed no matter what we do. They do actually go for it with those, which kind of surprises me, that's completely fine with me. The 7 flies dispel us, which is a factor I hadn't really considered. Okay, so these guys still have quite a bit of health left to go. The Crusaders I'm pretty sure can't reach. Perhaps they can. I need to double check this. Yeah, so the Crusaders can reach. And they can go to any hex. So I might just go for this. I'm gonna bless these. Because I don't think the 7 flies want to attack them. Okay, so they go for that, then these guys are free to attack. These guys can go off and finish them off. Alternatively, we could just go for the 7 flies, or we could go for these. So the lack of bless is kind of a problem. Only the 1 of these left. Kind of overkill if we go for these. I think we go for the attack that... I think we go for the stack that threatens us the least. So these guys are 2 to 5 damage each. These guys 3 to 6. There's a lot fewer of these. This is a weird situation. I'm not actually sure if the Royal Griffins retaliate against both of our attacks. I think they probably do. So that might actually be a bad matchup. Perhaps we kill the Firebirds, but if we kill the Firebirds, these guys come up and they attack the marksman. Doesn't really help us too much. Also, we can just wait. We can wait, and then we can go and absorb the retail with these. And that's a lot safer. And we've still got this 1 stack up here for when we need it. Okay, so let's move up. Let's do a lot of damage to these. Doesn't do quite as much as I hoped. These guys get lucky, they do a lot of damage to our Cavaliers, but it's just the 1 left, so that's okay. The 7 flies actually do go for the Cavaliers, but that's fine. These guys have 52 hit points to go, so we're not going to finish them off with this. I think I probably bless the Crusaders. And I think this is the point where I absorb the retail with the pikemen. So I'm going to bless these. We'll go for the attack on these. They won't survive for long enough to go for the second retail. Or in fact they do. Not sure what I missed there. Go for these. And hopefully we finish them off, which we do. So there's not too much left. The problem is they do now have a way through into our base. 4 of these left, so we won't kill them off. It's not far off, but yeah, I think these guys have to go down to the bottom, and we need to start really chipping away at these. So that's going to take some magic arrows. We've got quite a few of those that we can spend. First stack to move is going to be these guys. So I think those are the ones we have to weaken first. I'm going to kill these before they take away my bless. And let's go for these. Okay, so it's actually the Cavaliers who tried to come through. Alright, so obviously these guys are the target for our magic arrows. We just have to go and block this off. They for some reason don't attack us, that seems to keep happening. I'm not sure why. That's a really strange thing. At this point, the monks are dead, so we're pretty safe just to stick ourselves in the corner and play pretty passively. Blister's not doing too much to us, and this is starting to look really good. We've still got enough spell points left for 10 magic arrows. They actually have resistance, which Uthratin does start off with. Gonna defend with these. This time they do attack us, so I'm not sure what the AI's thought process is there. I am gonna move slightly closer, so I can go for an attack if I want to. The luck is really screwing us over. Bless has run out. Cavaliers take a defensive stance because the water elementals are in the way. They unfortunately can reach us, so I'm going to have to move slightly back. Okay, so those come in. Yeah, with this being Shadow of Death, it is their native terrain. Gonna have to go for the Bless, I think. Yeah, so they get really lucky, but we've pretty much won this fight at this point. Question is he gonna flee? I think we wait. Nothing changes. So we go for the magic arrow. They resist it. That's really annoying because I was gonna go for the attack. Could have finished Uthratin off. There's still a chance. So we would need about 100 damage in total. They attack us in response. Pretty much guaranteed at least one kill. They do have that +3 luck. I'm gonna have to just defend. Hope that he doesn't flee. I'm pretty sure he will, though. Actually, he doesn't flee. Resisted again, but the kill is guaranteed, so there was no need to do that. Okay, so we actually take Uthratin out altogether. His artifacts are not useful to us, but expert water magic is good. The problem now is we're sufficiently weakened that these other heroes could attack us. I think they are extremely weak, though, so they might not do it. Yeah, so weak enough they still don't go for it. This tan hero I forgot about. It's been a while. Okay, orange doesn't attack us either, so we should be safe. Okay, so let's go straight back to this. Let's check this out. So yeah, that's Eris. Eris is still very weak. If we look underground, we have got Labitha to deal with. She's pretty weak too. And there should also be Rion, and Rion's a lot stronger. Rion is closest to Britonia. So we should probably try and attack from Britonia if anything, because this is pretty close to his conflux base. Firstly though, let's go back to Axis, and he can now move. Okay, so we take the Mercury, and we're just going to go and scout. Take whatever resources we can. Doesn't really reveal too much. Okay, so going back to this, we can afford to upgrade one more building. Don't think I will though. Okay. So there are a lot of things we can do in this turn. Kind of hard to know where to begin. Could go to the Forsaken Palace. So Ayden is going to move towards this, and I think the big decision is, do we go up to attack the gold golems, cycle up stockpile, get the 2 Pandora's boxes? I think that is the best thing we can do, even though we should go aggressive. I think for now we do that. If we go above ground here, we don't get good access to Tan. There's pretty much no way through to Tan. So it's not going to be Ayden who handles that. Alright, so we have too many heroes, so we can't actually access some of the prisons we can see. Octavia is too far away. Perhaps I could just send Octavia into the town. Let's see what this is first. So Clavius is not too important. He does have pretty good skills, but he's He's level 5, I think we can take a bad skill on him. Basic ballistics, okay, not worth going for. Okay, so if we move back towards this base, it has no defenders, so I think we do have to go in that direction. So we do have the option of potentially attacking pink at some point, that's another thing we can do. So the big force that we have is currently with Khalid, and the big choice we have is, do we send them towards the west, or do we start pushing to the east? Because there is quite a lot we can do. We can move down towards the south, take on the Griffin Conservatory, pick up some of these extra resources, go above ground, see what's up there. I think I care more to go east here, because we don't need the prisons. Let's do that for now. We haven't visited this, let's just go ahead and do it. Might as well take these on, no losses expected. Take some extra resources. Scare these off. Then Christian can come through. Pass all of this over. And we'll see what that is next turn. So that gives Christian a bit of extra movement, which he can use to go towards the Serpentfly Hive. Octavia I will just put in the town, and we'll send Ivor out. Or is it? Yeah, it is Ivor. Yeah, so Ivor has quite a few movement points, so we can go and pick up a devil. You can go and give the devil immediately to Ayden. Before we move Ayden, let's move the rest of our scouts, so let's get some crystal and let's go towards this. Then Sandro I think should go aggressive, but can't quite reach Labitha. Is Labitha going to steal anything that we need? Could go for the Serpentfly Hive, which doesn't really bother me. This stuff doesn't really matter to me too much either. Yeah, it's unlikely the spell scroll is actually something good. Okay, so let's just go for 5 of these. Kind of expensive, but I think it's fine. We do need to get some reinforcements in this town. Let's just go for these, and let's go for these too. That's actually all of our money gone. That was much more expensive than I thought. Okay, so I do want to keep building up my towns, which means I think I have to go to the west, take on the Serpentflies, open up some of these treasure chests. These should run off. I don't want to fight them. Is this worth going for? 1000 XP isn't too important at this point, but let's just go for it. Don't really want to fight these just in case they have dragonflies with them. Go for these next. They actually do want to fight us. Okay. So I think if we go for haste, we should be fine. Okay, so the question is, do the Ifrit survive? They get attacked by both stacks at once. That's kind of a problem. I don't mind losing the manticores so much. They can't actually reach. So just gonna have to go for this. Okay, so we already lose an Ifrit to that. I'm gonna try and block these off. Try and defend the rest of our Ifrits. Okay, they're gonna go for the manticores instead, that's fine. Okay, so some bad losses there. I mean, not terrible, but still. That's a surprisingly strong defense for not much reward. Okay, so 1600 should be enough to buy something in this town. So none of this stuff matters too much. I think I care more about this town instead. So we can go for the marketplace. I think that does make sense. We check the taverns. We've got Ignatius and Josephine. Shouldn't need to go for either of those. Okay, so Sandro has a good force. We might take a loss if we go for that with just 5 Ifrit Sultans. I think we stay where we are for now. And let's go back to this. We should pick something up. So Demon Gate is the obvious choice. Cages I think is okay. I will just go cages. Just want to build up as many creatures as possible for the late game, and don't think we care too much if we're not building up anything else. We have got a disproportionately good defense in this town. Let's try and put someone inside a town. Fortunately, Sandro is our only real option, so let's just let go of these. I'm not going to dismiss the Hellhounds, but I can afford to upgrade them. It's very cheap to do so. That gives us a bit of extra speed, and I forgot to move Caitlyn out. Tan I thought was going to attack me there, doesn't go for it. Coming towards our main base. And the actual strong Tan heroes are not really approaching us. Okay, but purple I think has just broken through to us for the first time. I'm still going to go for this, because it should pay for itself. A horde of gold golems is not particularly easy. We don't have a spellbook either. Kaled can actually reach. I do want to see what this is though. Force field. Okay, let's see if she can still reach. No. Okay, so that kind of ruins it. Maybe we just go for it. You know what, it's not important. We don't need the Shield of the Yawning Dead. We don't really need extra weapons. Let's just go for this instead. Take them on for the XP, we'll go for basic wisdom, and we'll pick this up. Water elemental, okay. That could be quite useful. Okay, so let's tuck Clavius into the town. Buy one of these. Might be able to get away with leaving him outside the town. Let's go back to this, let's check this out. So, Ryland's still pretty weak. Aeris is pretty weak. I could go take them on. Yeah. It's an easy way to waste some of their money. So we get 4 of these, we spread them out. Let's just do it. I am going to play this out because he might have a spellbook and it's only fair. Yeah. I mean, I'm being very generous to the AI by doing this. Could have easily just accepted the result, but it's not really an authentic result. Okay, well that's Ryland out. In this case, basic sorcery for a defender is not too bad. I can also go and chase down Aeris. I don't think I can get back if I do that, and if we look underground, we do have Sylvia to worry about. Sylvia's coming towards us. We need a better defense for that. Maybe we go upgraded griffins. Don't want to spend my resources on this. We don't really need to go for the building option. Let's get these for sure. And let's see exactly what she has. So that's not really that good. We should actually be good enough to beat that already. But yeah, I'm going to stay in the town. Definitely makes sense. Okay, let's save our gold. Let's go back to Ayden. And Ayden can't actually pick up the Wyverns. So let's send Ivor through. Skull helmet, okay. I don't really need that. Ayden, yeah, Ayden already has something better. Alright, let's take off one of these stacks. Least useful stack is probably these. Let's spread out the devils. So, because we have the Cape of Velocity, we should be faster than the Serpent Flies. So we can go for a mass haste. I'm not sure which stack to split. Maybe these. Okay. So we go for this for sure because it's right in front of us. We don't really need the Wyverns, but this should be fairly risk-free. Yeah, so a very small number of losses expected. I think it is still worth spending the spell points just to make this as painless as possible. Okay, so I think we go for the big stack. Then we go for these. And we shouldn't take any losses. Fine. 8 Wyverns for that. We can just take those. And we can leave them just to defend a base or something. Alright, so let's move in this direction next. Loss of Centaur Captains leads to that. It might just be the fastest way through to Cinderspire. Alternatively, we go towards the rally flag. We get a bit of extra morale. We can also visit this. Can I move Ivor out of the way? No, I can't. Okay, let's go for the Monolithic Tower. Let's pick up some more defense, and let's start moving to the east. Then let's go for this. This might be a dead end. Okay, so we can keep exploring for now. Okay, so that's a dead end. Nothing too useful there. Very barren for something completely unexplored. Alright, so Fiona picks that stuff up. Clavius is going to go into the town, although there's no real need. Perhaps I could send someone out of Britannia. I am a bit worried about this, but he's not attacking us yet. We should probably make sure we have some kind of useful defense available to us. So we do have a monastery already. Training grounds might be an option. Because yeah, we don't have great defenders available to us, although we have okay numbers. Stable is not expensive, but I'm not sure I care enough to build the training grounds. I should really give myself the option though. So yeah, we'll go for that. Okay, so what else do we want to buy? We want to go back to this. We want to build the fort, but we have to save up a bit more wood first. Blacksmith into City Hall I think is fine. Mage Guild. I think when I have enough gold on my hands, I do prefer to go for the Mage Guild first, which is partly just because... In hindsight, let's put this guy in. Going for the Mage Guild first means that I won't give myself that false sense of security by building the cheaper required buildings first. Okay, so Zarfax can't really reveal anything to us. We could go up in this direction. If we hadn't already moved, could have actually. Although in fact, I can take some of these slower units. Okay, so swap these round. Gather these up. Fastest unit is the Devils. Okay, Uthratin slow us down very slightly, but not too much. That's fine. Okay, that all seems fine. Caitlin is going to stay put. We still got 10k to spend, so we could maybe go for the Castle Gate pretty soon. We do need the Citadel, but I think City Hall more important for now. Then if we go back to this... Didn't actually think much about Labitha, but... We obviously do want to pick up the Archdevils at some point. And let's pick up a few of these just for fodder. Okay. This should be fine. Once again, we're going to give her the chance to cast some spells. She does have some good spell options available to her by the looks of it. We've got Destroy Undead, which is slightly ironic. Doesn't really help us at all. Teleport is an option. Ifrit Sultans can reach these, but nothing else. So she doesn't really threaten us from range, so it's just the spell points. Just the spell casting we're worried about. Magic Arrow, 63 points of damage, that's pretty good. I think we go for these. Okay, so she doesn't go for a spell, that's promising. She might still do it. Okay, no sign of anything. There we go. 50 points of damage. Yeah, I didn't think about the fact the sprites are actually faster than the Cerberi. Okay, never mind. Let's go for these. Biggest threat is probably the fire elementals. We'll go for these because they're the easiest to kill, and they can do some damage. Then we'll go for these. And yeah, at this point we're not going to take any further losses. Apart from possibly to the imps, but that's fine. Okay, so we can't do any real damage to the fire elementals. I don't want to give her the chance to flee. She's not very good, but still. I'm gonna try and maximize my damage. And we do finish them off. Okay, so that's Labyrinth her out. I think we'll go for water magic, that's fine. Then we'll go back to the base, or could go open some more stuff up. I think a Throng of Orcs is doable. Not really that useful. But let's just go for it. Before we do, we're going to see what the spell is. They actually want to fight us. Counter-strike, okay. Alright, could go for the obelisk, but I'm pretty sure one of them might have the Grail at this point. Orange has no heroes left. But they do have a town, so can't get too excited. I think Orange... It's been a while. It's been a while, I always say that, but it has been probably a couple of weeks in real life since I last played this. So I'm going to check this. Yeah, so as I thought, it is Orange. Orange is the one who I think took a new Rampart base after we took their dungeon town and their Rampart town. So they used to have Gem and some other good heroes like that, but kind of irrelevant now. Okay, well we've built in most of our towns that we actually care about. We can probably save up for the Mage Guild level 5, I think that does make sense. We're not far off. Let's not spend any more. Okay, so Tan is not yet moving aggressively towards us. Sylvia does not go for the attack. Purple I forgot to check out, but wow, they're pretty close. We do have the opportunity to build some defense. Okay, so it's Coronius. Is Coronius the strongest? Coronius is not the strongest. Oh no, he is. He's the strongest. He has okay units. I think the main problem here is that he could attack either of our two bases. Yeah, Chana's pretty weak. Okay, so Coronius, we could go for a very aggressive attack against him if we hire someone. Clavius could also go for it. Clavius doesn't really have the forces. Yeah, this is not ideal. think we have to spend pretty much all of our gold defending these two towns. But that's okay, it's not really a sunk cost because any defenders we pick up are going to be useful to us for the rest of the game. Let's split these up first. Let's just get rid of these. Okay, so morale could catch us out, but whoa, okay, what? Really? Kind of surprised by that. So bad morale could cause some problems. But we do have haste. We have haste, we have teleport. Let's just see what happens. Okay, so we missed that first turn, so yeah, we've got to go for haste. So do we just go for the block or do we go for the attack? 1 to 2 kills. I can see why this is a problem now. Maybe we just go for the block. Yeah, I maybe shouldn't have gone for this. Don't miss your turn, good. Okay, so we at least half their damage, but they do quite a lot of damage there. Yeah. This was not the wisest of decisions. I think when the next round begins, that's when we start going for it with whoever has some health left. So these Ifrit Sultans need to be protected. These guys, we shouldn't attack with just yet. I think I need to attack with these. I didn't mean to click wait, that was a misclick, but okay. Alright, so 63 points of damage. We could teleport in the skeletons, and they might just all start attacking those, but that's quite expensive. I'd rather go for these. These guys are weak, so we need to go and protect them. Then these guys have all of their hit points left. So we're going to all go for this stack here. We do miss one turn through morale. Okay, so these two stacks are threatened. I think we will lose one here. Okay, they get the morale. Don't manage to finish us off, but then it does give them the ability to finish us off with those. Okay, so now we send these in. This was really silly. This was really silly. We are going to get some resources for this, but not maybe just enough to profit, but not by much. Okay, 45 hit points on these, 57 and 44. I think we can stay aggressive. Okay, so they go for those. The top stack, I think, is, yeah, 22 hit points, 11 hit points on those. I'm hoping we can bait them to go for the skeletons. I'm not sure if they're stupid enough to. Do lose another Ifrit Sultan, so yeah, it's, oh wow, and a third. This was a mistake. Big mistake. I kind of underestimated these. 57 hit points. 182 hit points on the Archdevils. I think they should survive. Ah, crap. Not a good one. These guys are at least kind of healthy. Okay, don't kill them off. 8 hit points to go. Can we block all of these at once? Not really. Skeletons do get to move. We'll see, I think maybe we can. Go for the block. We do survive that, so that's good. These guys still have most of their health left. Really prefer if they go for the skeleton. Okay, that's good. Complete waste of time, this. Okay. Well, at least we get a level up. So we get some gems, we get 600 gold. Yeah, that was not worth doing. Alright, never mind. Move on. Go for this. Okay, so Christian. I think we do go for this even without the spellbook. I mean, it's one Cerberus. Okay, let's take some more gold. Let's see how much are in here. Okay, a throng of griffins and lots of royal griffins. I don't want to really risk anything at this point. I'll just take the gold and move on. This should be mostly loss-free. We take one loss, I think that's fine. Okay, so Zarfax is going to give the units back to Ayden. Let's take these back. So I guess at this point, perhaps we take the Wyverns over the Medusa Queens. It's not good for our morale, but we do have leadership, so we might as well make use of it. Okay, so now Ayden goes for this. We take these out just to clear a path. And we can go straight for the gold golems. That should be fine. Okay, so there is actually more of an opening than I thought. We are expected to take some losses. Let's see what we can do. So let's start off with... maybe Bless. These are 5 speed. So we're already faster with just about everything. But no, I think we go Haste first. Good thing about Ayden is we just don't really need to worry about spell points. Okay, let's go for Bless next. And let's pull these back. Okay, time to go for the hit and run. This should be safe. I am going to go for the stack of 23. No, these guys do almost no damage. But we should use the Uthratin things. We won't take a loss. Let's just do it. Oh, we do take a loss. Okay, that's fine. Let's just go for these with everything we have. Go for the strongest stack. Then let's just move across to the side. Okay, so these can't actually reach the Minotaurs. Let's move these to safety. And these guys aren't safe either. Move these to safety as well. Okay, so they're starting to go towards the ammo cart. Okay, so the turn order I'm pretty sure is wrong. That's got to be wrong, surely. It's the end of the round. Next round begins, we move again. So the devils should be popping up twice. That doesn't make sense. Okay, I've really misunderstood how turn order worked there. So 22 gold golems moving towards our ammo cart. Do we want to try and stop them? These guys are really weak. We shouldn't involve them. These guys could take a hit, I'm pretty sure. Do we want to take a loss for the sake of protecting the ammo cart? Probably not. We don't really have a power stack here, that's the problem. So magic arrow doesn't help us too much. Maybe disrupting ray is an option. Already blessed. I think I will go for this. Okay, so next round begins. These guys could attack us. We should really move away. Okay, so if the ammo cart goes down, that's fine. Let's weaken them just in case we can make a difference. Pretty sure we can't though. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so if these go for the attack, I think there's a good chance they survive the retail. Just to make sure we can drop their defense by 5. That should enable us to kill most of them off. Okay, and then next round we're just going to have begin. Let them come slightly closer. Okay, so we attack with these. Then these guys can go for the attack, they're going to kill off 8 of them. They've got 34 hit points left, let's not do it. We go for it with these. I think that should be fine. Okay, devils go in. Get morale. Don't really need it, but that's fine. Okay, so we finish those off. Some losses, but nothing too bad. Basic fire magic we'll skip. Advanced earth magic is always worth going for. And we can now open up these Pandora's boxes. Hopefully we don't get creatures. 5,000 gold, okay. 100 imps. I mean, we could demon farm them, but that's really disappointing. I was really hoping we didn't get creatures. I don't think we go for them. Yeah. I think we just skip them. That's kind of annoying, but never mind. Okay, so the Cyclops stockpile I think we can just go for. This could be kind of painful. Actually, no losses expected, okay. So that should enable us to go for the Mage Guild level 5. See what we get. So we get Fly. That's good. So I'm probably going to stick to my usual kind of custom rule, which is that I'm not allowed to use spells like Fly until I see one of my opponents using them. I do have 24k that I can spend, and I'm going to spend that on just defending these towns. So Ignatius... There's someone else we can defend with, perhaps. I don't think there is. Okay, so just gonna have to buy some creatures. Will these creatures be enough? I think it depends on his spells. Once again, we're going to be depending on the castle to do our work for us. Let's get these first. This is going to cost everything. Won't be able to afford defenders in both towns. So there's no doubt that Coronius can reach both of the 2 towns. Let's at least get the Dendroids. They are excellent defenders. Grand Elves, perhaps the 1, just to bait them in. Don't know if that makes any difference whatsoever. I probably do have to keep the skeletons. Gonna drop our morale, but they're okay for meat. Let's go back to this. This town is obviously more threatened than the other. These are really expensive. I hate buying these. But let's do it. And let's get these. Then we can afford some Harpy Hags. Let's go back to this town. I think Battle Dwarves in this town is more useful to us. Much more reliable stack. Get a couple of these. Then we go back to this. And I think we just buy 3 of these. Okay, not convinced we survived this attack, but we've at least given it a go. Might be able to get ourselves a few more resources. I'm going to send Fiona to the east. Pick this up with Zarfax. Horde of Troglodytes versus 11 of these. It's a bit silly, but for the extra resources, let's just do it. I'm just going to accept this just for the sake of saving real life time. Okay, so 6 crystal from that. Then Ivor can go to this. Maybe we go for this. Do we actually need Ivor? We can't get close enough to Ayden. There are some things he can pick up, but nothing too important. Could scare off the marksman. We do want to scout this out. Got no one in this town. Yeah, I'm going to send Ivor in this direction. Okay, then we go back to this. Got nothing we can spend on buildings this turn. Axis is stuck. Let's start moving back. Okay, so I'm going to remind myself one more time what's going on, because we are now being approached by just about everyone. We've at least weakened orange to the point of irrelevance. Tan is a threat. Purple is by far the biggest threat. They actually came from the northeast. So there's actually a third hero that I didn't check out. So Chana's weak. I'm going to go back to Ayden. So View Earth at this point reveals resources and mines, so just go for View Air. So we can see there is 1 purple hero, then we go above ground. There's a third one to the north. Purple's base is to the east. Okay, so it's pink. I think we've not made contact with pink at all. Orange does have a hero. Okay, but I don't think there's anything we're actually, like, really worried about. So I will end the turn. Before I do though, let's get slightly closer to these marksmen. So blue is coming towards us with more heroes. At least one of them might be quite strong. And Tan, I think, is thinking of going for us. Another purple hero emerges. They take our lair and they come to attack us. Yeah, I'm not sure this defense is enough. We do at least have the castle, but yeah, it's 3 gold dragons, which is not what we want to see. We don't have enough to hold that off. Okay. Not yet managed to kill a single gold dragon. Still not managed to. They go for those. Finish them off immediately. Yeah, there's no way. We're doing almost nothing to them. I'd like to get at least 1 kill on them. I don't think I should go for any attacks. Maybe I go for these, because we can at least finish those off, I'm pretty sure. Or at least get 1 kill on them. So we do need to spread out as well, because the gold dragons are just going to go for us. Yeah, I'm going to move up to the top. And then we'll go for the attack. Then I'll attack with these. Do a nice chunk of damage with those. The arrow towers are attacking the battle dwarves. I don't understand. I thought the game's usually pretty good at not wasting its time in this situation. Shooting things that can't actually attack us. Thought it should go for the gold dragons. So it's obvious we lose, but hoping we get that one kill on the dragons. I'm staying defensive. First aid tent restores 24 points of damage. So they're actually getting stronger. I am feeling slightly betrayed by my arrow towers. Maybe I shouldn't be bothering. Only 4 points of damage that time. War unicorns are going to try and come through. Looks like they will succeed. They're actually going defensive again, so once again the unicorns just refusing to attack for some reason. We're going to go defensive with these. 25 points of damage healed. We're at least doing some damage to the dwarves. But unfortunately no kill on the dragons. Unicorns just don't attack us in moats for some reason. Maybe that's just a Shadow of Death glitch? Yeah, this is a problem. We've got a strong hero running around in our town. Or in our zone, I guess. If we thread our units back to Fiona. So what we could do is we could go Citadel in this town. And then next turn we can go for the town gate. We can chain our forces back. And then go aggressive against Coronius, but I don't know if I care enough. I definitely want to scout, so I'm going to go back to Ivor. Just going to check this out. Okay, it does keep going. Okay, so there's a Pandora's box, but I think at this point we need to start reapplying Ayden to actually getting things done. So I think the first thing to find out is, once again, we're going to go view air. And we just want to know, if we were to go straight for the opponent's towns. So we can see there's a teal hero to the southeast. But in terms of towns, there's no real reason to stay in this part of the map. Pink might take this town soon, but it's not going to be strong. So I think actually bringing Ayden back in the previous direction is the best thing we can do. So we go above ground. Then we can see they're lurking around our ramp-up base, but we can try and take that back. I'm going to be pulled in multiple directions at the same time, which is kind of annoying, but I think it's what we do. So I would love to get back to this base for the sake of using the town gate. First things first though, let's finally get that citadel. Then next turn we can absolutely get the castle gate. And I think we definitely do. I mean, I'd love to scout this out, but perhaps I still can. I don't have much movement to spare. But I do want to see what's above ground. I really want to know. Just tell us anything. Okay, well, there's no town up for grabs. It's probably not anything that good. I think we just start bringing Ayden back. Let's at least scare these off. Let's scare these off too. Okay, so fastest way back is, of course, to go to the north. That means we can't go to Ashcombe, can't use the castle gate, but we can at least chain some units to him if we want to. Let's go for this. Let's get ourselves back above ground as soon as we can. Okay, so Christian, reluctantly, we have to hand these units back. Okay, so Khalid could maybe go for the dwarves, scare them off. That gets us a bit more gold. Fiona then starts moving this direction. We're not that close though. but I think it should still be fine. Let's do that. Let's go for these. They don't want to fight us. I don't care enough to do this. Let's just take the gold. Let's start moving up in this direction. Fiona is going to go and take the units. In fact, let's just give a couple of Cerberus, that's fine. Okay, take all the artifacts and start moving back towards base. Then we can start bringing Sandro back too. Air Elemental, okay. So I'm glad we got something good out of that. That was actually potentially quite useful. Alright, so Sandro can make it back next turn. Fiona, I think can. No, not quite. Still, worst case scenario, we pick up another hero. We just move some units around. An extra 2,500 gold, but it's not too bad. Gonna go to the north, scout this out. Okay. Endless Purse of Gold I quite like. Okay, so Zarfax can take the slower units. If Zarfax goes straight above ground, he's got 10 Medusa Queens. I'm not sure he's actually close enough to come back and defend. Although that is just Chana, she's pretty weak. Coronius really threatens this town next. I should really build this up. But there's no rush for the training grounds. Perhaps the upgraded monastery, but again, not going to make too much of a difference. We don't need anything just yet, and this should be slightly better able to defend than Lost Hold could. Okay, let's just go and do this. Okay, then back to this. We're going to go for the fort. Got plenty of spare resources for that, so that's fine. Okay, this town's already built. Then we go back to this. So upgraded Demon Gate is still a thing we could do, but we're just going to try and save some gold. We're going to check this out because we can see them approaching us. They are just scouts. Simulik's slightly better, but still not good enough to take our town. We look underground. Can't see too much. I do want to try and take that Conflux base. That's the other thing I'll do with Ayden, if we get close enough. We should probably get some more defenders in this town, but again, I think that's probably fine. Let's see if we can put anyone in the town, which I don't think we can. Okay, I'm not going to dismiss anyone, just for the sake of chasing down purple. Send the turn. So they're crawling all over the place, but they don't really threaten us. That blue hero might be a threat. That tan hero came very close to us. That tan hero... We're going to have to check all this out. There are so many opposing heroes moving around. Coronius moving towards our capital town. That's a big threat. But Ayden is on his way through. Okay, so let's have a look. So Chana, not a threat. This is the town I'm worried about. Yeah, so Sylvia's got some Phoenixes. Valeska's got some good units in general. Gonna have to spend all of our resources building this up. Maybe in this case, upgraded Griffin Tower makes sense. So I really want to get these units through. Let's just move Ayden through, see how close he can get. So, I don't think Octavia can actually... I mean, I am going to go for this, for sure, just so we have it. Okay, so that gives us 11,000 left to spend. Can Axis pick up any free resources? Other than sulfur, not really. Okay, so that's a dead end. Okay, so we give these units back to Ayden. Okay, so Ayden comes through. So, we're pretty close. We're pretty close to setting up our network. Problem is we're just being forced to be defensive. So Sandro comes back. He's completely out of movement points, so he can't take the units off Fiona. But he can still pass over what he has, which is not much, but still. So how close can Ayden actually get? So I do have the option of just going east, going straight for what I think is Purple's original town. They have taken a new one, but I don't think they had that before. If I go straight to the east, that's about the same distance as our castle town. If we were to lose our castle town, this is probably a capital. I think maybe we just go straight for that. That's really tempting. I do want to build something in this town, but I don't want to spend too many resources. I do need to be a bit precious about those. The blacksmith into the city hall I think is probably a good choice, but maybe a bit of a luxury. So let's make sure we invest in this while we can. So at this point we probably don't have enough to... We can buy all of those. We could buy all the cavaliers. Perhaps I've overindulged a bit. Yeah, because if they both attack me, they might be able to finish me off. So 48 of these versus 8 of these. I feel like 48 griffins is kind of more useful. I'm willing to trade. I think we don't go for a building upgrade. We've got our fort, which is the main thing we want. Let's trade all of this. Okay. That should be a lot more useful to us. Do need a bit of sulfur. I don't think we really need 20 crystal. We've got a good supply of crystal. Okay, so let's go for the 48 griffins. Let's go for 7 of these, and we need 700 more to finish those off. Can easily do that, let's just do it. Couple more pikemen. Okay, that's an okay defense. We've got pretty good spellcasting, we've got that expert water magic. We've got expert bless, expert magic arrow, expert cure. That's not so bad. There are no annoying serpent flies. Valeska's not that scary. Nothing can actually get in. So it's really just Sylvia. Never realised I can right click and drag. That's completely new to me. That might just be the HD mod, Varrock GL, OpenGL Varrock thing. I don't know what to call it. The graphics wrapper. Coronius. I don't think Coronius can actually reach Bretonia, which is the reason I'm not panicking. Although I guess if he goes through the diamond golems, maybe. But I'm willing to take that risk. So Ayden, have to decide: do I go to the east? Do I deal with Coronius? If I deal with Coronius, then I mean, that's a really big help. And I do want to take this town back as soon as I can. It's completely undefended right now. Unfortunately, Clavius, because he has the skeletons, I don't think can reach. So we have literally recruited everything from that. So unless they recruit something from the Portal of Summoning, that might stay undefended. So I think I need to put someone in a town, if I can. Sandro actually is in a town. So let's do that, and let's actually do this instead. Might be able to just steal this town back next turn. Still have to decide what to do with Ayden. This is really tempting. Yeah, because like I said, if I lose that capital, it doesn't matter that much. I'm not sure I'm strong enough to actually take the base though. We need to actually get those units through. But we could maybe do that next turn. If we send Zarfax through, make him part of a chain. So I think we go like this. Zarfax comes through. Okay, so temporarily I'm going to put Clavius back in. I'm going to bring Octavia out. So Octavia can reach Zarfax, and then Zarfax... I think Zarfax could probably maybe just about reach Ayden next turn. If Ayden has to backtrack slightly, that's fine. So yeah, let's go back to this. Let's leave her there. Zarfax could go slightly closer. It's actually... This is fiddly, but worth knowing. So Octavia can get as far as this, so we can move slightly closer. Alternatively, we go back into the town. These guys are 6 speed. These guys are 7 speed. I'm just going to trade a few more resources. That's fine. Let's dismiss these. So if we do this, I'm not sure how much difference that makes. We won't know until next turn. Let's assume that Zarfax can go as far as this. Then Octavia stays in the town. Fiona is going to move as close as she can. Caelid doesn't have too much useful to be doing. We could at some point start opening up some of these prisons and things, but for now let's just start moving back. Yeah, nothing too useful to do with these heroes. I don't want to let them go though. Okay. So, last thing to do is Clavius comes out of the town. We leave the Silver Pegasus on him. Then maybe he can reach this next turn. What I could also do is I could move partly towards it, assume that they can't recruit anything. That's a little bit safer. And then I could still leave enough defenders in this town that Chana can't take it. So I could just go with these. The thing is, I need enough to fight off the skeletons, but I should be fine. I'm going to try this. It might actually bait Coronius back. And then that's kind of a problem because Clavius is then trapped. Can't really defend himself. No. I prefer my sneaky idea. We're just going to see if we can make it. Still away off the end of the week, so it's worth the risk. Okay, let's see what happens. There are just so many heroes. So Blue decides not to attack us. I didn't really consider that Blue, of course, does move first before Tan. Tan does not go for the attack in the end. I think must have 4 Phoenixes. Okay, so she actually... I didn't think she could make it that far. Okay, so Coronius is close. They pick up a new hero. Okay, so... First things first. Is this a big threat? Not really. Alright, so Sandro... First off, can we reach? Yes we can. Lots of skeletons. We could just go for that. How's our spellcasting? Good enough. 4 magic arrows should be enough. Let's go for these. Should have really gone for just basic wood elves instead, but... yeah, let's go for this. I'm sure we can do better than that. Yes, there is Chana in here, but that's fine. Okay, is the AI stupid enough to attack us? I think they are, but they think they might actually just survive. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they do survive. Okay, so we're gonna have to take one more round of shots, but no losses to anything very important. Let's just go for this, finish them off. We've beaten Chana. We'll take basic water magic, that's fine. So we can't actually get in the town. This is a problem we've seen before. Let's at least get 7 of these. So that's going to do some damage if Genova comes back. I think that should be enough. So this town is really threatened. This is where we need to spend our gold. Let's gather these up. Okay, so what's the most important? So the big threat, of course, is the gold dragons. We need units that can actually kind of do something to them. So I think halberdiers and royal griffins actually more useful than marksmen. But again, I am willing to trade just to try and hold that off as best we can. Because we can of course steal their capital, but that's not actually the ideal option, of course. The ideal option is just to win the fight, successfully defend the town. Okay, so Ivor can get back, that's useful. Let's jump in. Then we go back to this, that's all free, so we go back to this. Fiona is going to pass over all of the useful units and all of the useful artifacts too. I think that's pretty much everything. Yeah, so we still have a bunch of unupgraded units and things, but that's fine. We can always come back. Okay, so into the town we go. We go through this. We go through to Ashcombe. Then Octavia moves out. Then we need to put someone else inside the town. So let's put Fiona in. Then we go back to this town. Bring Sandro out. We pass the units across. Then Octavia moves to the north. We can't actually reach, that's kind of unfortunate, but never mind. Alright, so Zarfax takes the units and the artifacts. We get as close as we can, and we can actually get far enough. Okay, so at this point we get a lot stronger with Ayden. We have to pick and choose which units we leave behind, but that should be fine. Don't really care about the Wyverns, let's leave them behind. Don't really care too much. I mean, the Manticores can at least fly over, as can these. I can't say the same of some of these other units, so let's get rid of the Evil Eyes. Though these were kind of useful against the Gold Golems. Maybe we leave the Minotaurs for now. Something like this. Okay, so this is +6 defense, this is +5, let's swap those round. That's +3 versus +5. This thing we don't have. We can definitely benefit from the elemental spells. Counter-strike, you never know. Ring of Life we'll go for, and that should be fine. So Ayden is going to go to the east. We're not going to fight these, we're just going to push straight through. We can actually go to the Magic Spring. So that's going to be a lot of spell points. We don't really need them though. They actually want to fight us. Okay, 125 of them. We'll do it for the XP. Not that we have a choice. Okay. So I can summon, yeah, a lot of elementals, and at this point, having a lot of spell points is really useful. Ayden can probably start taking big parts of the map without even using his units. Trying to decide what to go for. Maybe Bless. Strongest stack at this point is perhaps the Devils. Or in fact, I think it's the Uthratin, and the Uthratin will really benefit from Bless. Okay, 30 kills. I was hoping they could reach these. That was slightly ambitious. 30 kills. We get attacked back by 30 of them. I think with our defense being just high enough, we should survive. 84 damage. Yeah, just. Okay, good. Send these in. These guys should be safe. Completely safe. Keep going for these, finish them off, defend, and we shoot these. then we should be fine. No losses, lots of XP for that. 3000, expert earth magic, good to have. Yeah, we're gonna skip that. We're gonna go straight for the town. We know it's along the path. Which leads to an Inferno zone. Okay, so that is not their main base. Their main base is to the north. This is a 4th Inferno town, which we can add to our town gate network. So we're gonna have an amazing town gate network. We can jump between any of our 4 towns as we please. Okay, that's great. I mean, I'd rather take their main town. That, if anything, reinforces how much we need to defend this. Really need to defend this. First, let's see what we actually need to save up for. So in this town, we just need gold for the city hall. The unit recruitment doesn't matter too much. We do need the citadel so we can get the castle gate. Then it becomes a lot easier to defend the town. Caelid we don't have too much to do with. I guess we start setting up a bit of a chain in this direction again. Move Christian towards these. I'm going to send Axis back to join the chain as well. Okay. So at this point, we're going to trade pretty much all of our resources. I'm honestly completely fine with doing that. We do have fly. As soon as we get to an Inferno town, we build a castle gate, we send Ayden through. We can pick fly up. Then it's just a case of how much we want to handicap ourselves. I probably will stick to my rule. I'm not using it until one of them does. And by that I mean I don't have to wait for them to use fly. If they use Dimension Door or Town Portal, then I see that as unlocking all 3 of the movement spells. That's kind of the rule that I give myself. Makes things a bit more challenging, a bit more interesting. Okay, so Zarfax does have some okay units. I think Lost Hold can survive. Yeah, I'm sure it can. Genova shouldn't start off with a spellbook. Those 2 units can't get into the base. That should be safe. So the threatened bases are... I think this base is probably fine. For now. We can see Alamar probably will start building up. Yeah, Coronius attacking this is really the big threat. So we've got 4k to spend. Let's just go for these. And we can go for the upgraded monastery, but we don't need to. We can just go for these instead. 12 of these. Spread these out. So gold dragons are going to go for a multiple attack. There's not really a great option for that. I think we go like this. Okay, so start of next episode, Coronius is going to attack us with his gold dragons. We are at risk of losing our capital. So that's going to be big. I'm not convinced we can do it, to be honest, having seen how well they resisted in the previous siege attempt. They're very resistant. Coronius has great stats. Vokiel, let's actually check this just for the sake of knowing what we have available to us. 10 spell points, so 2 magic areas, 2 hastes, or 2 blesses. Not great. Some decent units though, good stack of Crusaders, good stack of Royal Griffins. Not amazing, but still. So, we might be able to hold them off. We are going to take a 4th Inferno town, so despite this being 7 good aligned opposing players, opposing towns, we are still going to have 4 different Inferno bases, so that's excellent. We don't know what's actually in this one, but feeling very positive about that. In a good position, as always, do check the playlist link in the description to catch the next part once it's uploaded. That is all for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.